welcome back to another video. So things are starting to happen. We are starting to see Congress start to work together. Yeah, they're still fighting. Will continue to fight for the rest of our lives. It doesn't matter. But things are happening. And the good news is, first, the Senate, they'll be back in Washington on Monday. So on Monday, the Senate will be back in Washington. They'll be pushing forward with whatever work they have to do. Hopefully, they'll be getting something done with the $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill. We know the $1.2 trillion bipartisan bill has already passed through the Senate. It's sitting over at the House, so we'll just have to wait to see what Nancy Pelosi does when she gets back. The good news is the House of Representatives, they will be back in Washington on September 20th. So not this Monday, but next Monday, they will be back. So we will see what happens there. Although we only have 16 days from today in order for Nancy Pelosi to keep her word and have a vote on that $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure package. We have just 20 days before Nancy Pelosi said we will have a vote on both infrastructure bills and they will be passed before October 1st. We will see if that actually happens. The problem right now is that many lawmakers don't feel that enough time, there is enough time right now to get both of these bills done. Nancy Pelosi said just yesterday that she is committed to starting work on this on September 20th. So as soon as the House of Representatives is back in Washington, they're going to start working on this. However, yesterday Democrats pitched their immigration bill to the Senate parliamentarian, and now they have to wait and see what she says. Progressives say that this must be included into the bill if they want them to vote on it or vote in favor of the $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill and the $1.2 trillion bipartisan bill. Progressives also say they want to see the expansion of Medicare included into this bill. However, the way it's being expanded right now is the age go from 65 down to 60 plus seniors would actually get a $1,000 cash voucher, which would come in the form of a debit card in order to use for things like vision, dental, and hearing. But that's the issue. Some say it shouldn't be just $1,000. Some are pushing for a little bit more. However, the ones that were pushing for less, for only $600, according to reports, the reason why they're pushing for the full $1,000 is because lawmakers agree that seniors have not been given all the benefits that they should have received over this past year. So this is one of those things like, hey, sorry we made you wait, but here's an extra $400. Well, that's going to be like $1 a day. I don't think that's going to cut it. We also know that right now moderates, they want to see the bill closer to $1.5 to $2 trillion. But progressives are extremely upset because they went from $6 trillion down to just $3.5 trillion. So they say they already did their negotiation. That was their compromise. They do not want to compromise once again. And until they can come to an agreement on the final price, they say right now everything could potentially be in limbo. They are putting the deal together. They are putting together the final pieces of legislation. However, this could be all for nothing if they can't agree on the final price once everything has been submitted. It is supposed to be submitted in just 4 days, on September 15th. That is this coming Wednesday. That is when everything is supposed to be submitted. We will see if that is the case. As always, I promise I will bring you these updates. But here's what I can tell you. Democrats, they won't stop from pushing for the things that they feel is needed and the American people want. That's what they have said. We need to pass legislation that is popular amongst the American people. The number one reason to pass popular legislation, not only does it, get more people on your side, but during a time when, next year is a midterm, having that popular legislation pass, that's a good thing for whoever's passing it. So Democrats in this instance, they would actually reap those rewards and benefit from this because more people would vote Democrat if they can get more money to the American people and more assistance. But we'll see. We also know Democrats are saying that we need to push for more because without rental assistance, without unemployment benefits, there's a lot of people struggling. They say that the $46.5 billion that was allocated to rental assistance should have already been distributed. And yesterday, the House Financial Services Committee, they held a hearing to address the shortcomings of these funds. But as to what comes out of this, honestly, we don't know yet. My guess is we will find out this week. But many experts anticipate that something big has to happen, because if it doesn't, about 3.5 million people will likely lose their homes. Now, that is not 3.5 million households, that's 3.5 million people. So, we'll see what happens there. But lawmakers are asking the questions and wondering why this money is so slow to trickle out. We also know that without unemployment benefits and unemployment income, millions are going to struggle to pay for basic necessities. And over the past week, many lawmakers actually stated that there will be more for these people. We know nutrition assistance is going to get a boost of about 25%. That's good. Now, I don't expect anything to come from an extension of unemployment benefits. We've seen many lawmakers oppose that, so I don't see that happening. The reports indicate that it will be something in the form of a credit. I don't know what kind of credit. I don't know if it's going to be an earned income tax credit. I don't know. But that's what reports are indicating. It's going to be some form of a credit. The reason why lawmakers are more open to do credits as opposed to send out actual stimulus is because it would be cheaper. It would be cheaper. These are credits the American people are going to get anyway. So instead of giving let's say a $1,000 stimulus check, instead of that, let's say the earned income tax credit, let's say $1,500, right? Instead of getting a $1,000 stimulus check, let's just give the American people an increased tax credit, right? Everyone's like, oh, perfect, an increased tax credit. Well, if they only increase it $500, let's say from $1,500 to $2,000, okay, well, that just saved them 50% of what they would have spent if they issued stimulus checks. And stimulus checks would go to the majority of Americans, but the earned income tax credit won't. The other thing is, only people that file taxes would get that earned income tax credit. If you don't file taxes, you can still get a stimulus check. So yeah, they're going to save about 60 to 70% by doing credits as opposed to a stimulus check. That's what the reports are indicating. That one of the things that lawmakers are discussing is, hey, how can we save money? Well, we'll save money by not issuing a stimulus check, and let's go with credits instead. Well, we'll see what happens there. Now, this isn't going to help people out immediately, but it could help out in the long run. That's good news, I guess. But like I've been saying over the past week, is everybody's asking, why are we so focused on the future? Let's be focused on the here and now, because tomorrow is never guaranteed. But I don't know, maybe that's just me. But let me know down in the comment section below. Are you a little upset that Congress is always focused on the future infrastructure, future savings for the American people? Why would I worry about saving for a catastrophe in maybe 10 years when I can't survive this one? It makes absolutely no sense. For example, let me just give you a little example here. I had somebody reach out to me and said that they were worried that they wouldn't be able to afford their car payment in about a year. Okay. But then I simply asked, but things are going great right now? Well, no. I can't afford my car payment today. And so I made it pretty clear I'd be more focused on your car payment today. Cancel your Netflix, your Hulu, your Amazon Prime. Cancel all these subscriptions if you have any. Save some money, get a little side hustle, go and get another job. Do whatever you can to pay for your car payment today. Don't worry about a year. Do not worry about a year. Focus on today. So I don't know, but let me know. Are you a little upset that Congress keeps on focusing on stuff in the future? Because I kind of am. Now, another major change recently is the fact that many workers are actually planning on only working if they can work remotely. I've said this before, this is a major change that we're seeing. Because of this major shift in the jobs market, Democrats, they want to see that the laws change to accommodate this group of people. I do not know how they plan on doing this. All the reports are indicating is that Democrats want to figure out a way to accommodate this group of people and entice employers to open up the ability to work remotely and work from home. By doing this, this would, according to experts, this would actually cut down on the amount. This could include things to entice businesses. This could include things like tax breaks, more incentives to employers to allow this, and much more. But again, as we get the details of what lawmakers are planning, I promise I will bring you those details. We also know that the economy is changing. And with every change, lawmakers want more. They want to see more assistance for this or that. We saw Hurricane Ida. Well, the devastation from Hurricane Ida, the flooding, right? Power outages, right? Well, lawmakers said, well, we have this hurricane, we need more. We're seeing fires in California, well, we need more. What I can tell you is they want more to account for what their states need. They are trying to address their specific states. That's the problem, is every single one of them comes in and they have to focus on their state, their constituents, which it makes sense. Obviously, they're the ones that vote them into office. That's who they're there to represent. But at the same time, trying to get 50 states on board all together collectively and pass a bill is almost impossible. It's very difficult to do. But many lawmakers say that with the economy changing, they want more help for the American people. They hopefully, they say, this will keep Democrats in the majority, and they all want it done now. Let's not wait, let's get it done now. Now, I addressed this yesterday that some lawmakers were actually open to just letting this bill kind of linger for a little while, because the longer it lingered, the longer we waited to pass this bill, more lawmakers would come on board for additional stimulus, additional assistance to the American people, because now it's needed more than ever. Okay, we know that with all these changes, they are asking for every lawmaker, okay? They're asking for every lawmaker to get on board with their bill. The asks of every lawmaker are changing as well. As we progress through this, as people see different pieces of legislation being added in, then somebody has a new idea like, oh, light bulb, let's add this as well. And so things are always changing. And according to some, this is what is making negotiations so difficult. Not only are they trying to work the bill in the House, but they're also trying to get it accepted by all 50 Senate Democrats at the exact same time. And that's becoming a big issue. According to experts, this is what makes inputting stimulus checks so hard, because if they put in stimulus checks right now, many moderates would say, nope, pull that out, I'm not going to support it. Or, okay, you want stimulus checks? Well, we need this. Progressives say, we need stimulus checks, but we also need immigration. Moderates and other Democrats can easily say, well, we'll give you stimulus checks, but not immigration. We'll give you immigration, but not stimulus checks. Again, stimulus checks, as of right now, aren't even being really discussed, because they're not on the table. They're not even being inputted into this bill. What I can tell you, though, is other forms of stimulus are. There's a stimulus check, or so-called stimulus check, for seniors for $1,000. That's but more to help out for vision, dental, and hearing. But it's not technically a stimulus check. So we'll see. We also know that some are saying that if stimulus checks aren't included into this bill, they will not vote on it. But the amount of people there is so small. These aren't like major lawmakers either. These aren't our senior members. And it makes others question why checks would not be included when it is clear that millions of Americans would benefit from these and need these checks. And this is why many experts believe that a stimulus check, or really a survival check at this point, is going to be issued to the hardest hit individuals. Like I said before, that's probably going to be about 25 million people or less. So we're going to see something, but experts currently don't know exactly what it's going to be, and lawmakers at this time are still trying to see and evaluate what's currently in the bill and what should still be added. So we'll see what happens there. But over the past couple of days, the Biden administration has been very upset with certain governors. He has told the governors of every single state, you can use your stimulus funds from that $350 billion of funding. You can use that to extend unemployment benefits. You can use that to help out your residents. And nobody's doing it. But President Biden says he's pretty upset with these governors simply because the Build Back Better plan stems off of children and families. And the Biden administration says that governors have been so cavalier about the health of children and their communities by either banning mask mandates. He says that we know that Republican governors have been fighting our administration ever since we took office. We are now seeing governors from Arizona, Indiana, Georgia, Montana, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas. They're all planning to fight this mandate. They will do whatever it takes. And even yesterday, President Biden said when they were being told, what does he plan on doing with governors fighting him on this? He said, have at it. We're playing for real here. This isn't a game. What I can tell you right now is the Biden administration feels like they're backed in a corner. They feel like they're backed in a corner, and they're going to push to try to get every single person. They're going to try to get mask mandates across the United States. They're going to do whatever they can. Some states are already pushing for this. I know here in Washington State, our Governor Jay Inslee, he actually announced that any outdoor activity that has 500 or more people, it is now required that you all have to wear a mask. We'll see what happens there. We'll see if we don't get a lot of pushback from really the state, but we get some pushback from certain groups and individuals. So we'll see what happens there. But again, this is the world that we live in, and we just have to adapt. If you have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Again, thanks for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.